And we're back. Hello everyone, welcome to part 3 of the Academy Season 5 episode, round 8, part 3 for the race. We haven't even done anything. We've just done a qualifying session and things are going smoothly. So,
yeah, so we're back, and I'm not sure when Natty started his lobby, so yeah, but anyway, we're very shortly now, as Natty said 5 trillion times, we're back here as Natty is now joined as, hopefully this is the last time, because if it's actually the proper race, we actually get the same like this. Wow, just absolute bonkers that would be, but anyway guys, thank you for everyone who's just restarting to see if the stream's back up and that. Thank you everybody who's joining. All to 16th. It's very sorry, but yeah, but hopefully everything's back up and running. And now we're just gonna wait for two more people, I believe, to join this lobby, and we'll be back up and running. So hopefully, please, yeah, we apologise. We're very sorry about what's happened, but obviously, hopefully everything will go back up and running. And Natty will be very excited if that happens again, but hopefully everything will go nice and clean. And let's see, obviously turns 1 and 2 will be difficult to overtake. You might see kind of a Verstappen-Hamilton-esque incident like Imola we had this year earlier on, and you could see that. And obviously if the game hates you, then you might get maybe some floor damage if you just go over those a bit too aggressively. So let's see how will this race go, but we're just waiting for a couple of more drivers, as I believe we're readying up now, so we're getting ready here. So let's see how will this one go, and I hope if there's going to be another lobby restart, then I'm just getting flashbacks. That's going to be 4 times like the safety cars 4 times, but yeah.
If anyone is watching this not live on either YouTube or watching it back on Twitch, I'd recommend skipping about 5 minutes. We're just getting the custom grid set up. We started the stream early just so we can get viewers in, because we've had a few lobby glitches, as JMB Thrill says in the chat. 3rd time lucky. Hopefully we can get this underway. I think it's just a thing with Italian tracks. I think we should just not ban them, let's just remove the results. Definitely not because of my shocking performance last week at Monza, but there just seems to be some sort of curse. I had a lobby glitcher like in the Academy last week at Monza. We don't talk about performances recently. Here in Imola, same thing. And we've still got 3 other leagues to go to this track. I'm not sure where the weekend league goes to next week.
It's going to be USA.
Oh, so nowhere near Italy, so we should be all good for that one then.
I don't like USA except for time track because there's no tyre temperature. But anyway, we're waiting. I think we've got everything. Everyone, so please, everybody over here, because now we're going to be waiting for all the drivers to get ready. And once again, we've got to start another race. And now, I beg, please rain. Please, for the gods of F1 2021 weather, give us rain. Please, thank you very much.
Judging by the weather icon that Gavra has selected with a cloud and the sun behind it, doesn't look like. I think the rain initially was the race was supposed to be dry, so Gavra set the lobby to the initial race conditions, and
yes.
I wonder what takes longer, award ceremonies like the Ballon d'Or, or just trying to get F1 to work half the time, because we've been here for almost an hour, and you know award ceremonies like the Ballon d'Or, they do 10th place, and then you're like, oh, they're almost at first, but first place is still another 2 hours away. You've still got 9th, you've then got some other special thing that's happened throughout the year, then adverts, and then it just takes forever. So does this. I mean, it still feels like forever since I said Pinty was on pole position by 6 thousandths. If anyone has forgotten, it is still Monday evening. We are still here trying to do Imola. We are still racing. It might feel like a while, but we are going. If anyone wants a nap, I might just doze off for the next 5 minutes. Just scream down the mic when we started, but
Okay.
Actually, no, don't do that. Someone like... Someone might get angry in the chat. It's just us go, wake up!
Wake up. But anyway, I think everybody's ready. It looks like. Oh, still waiting.
Yeah.
All the drivers to ready up. I just
Think...
yeah, but it's 9:30 right now, and right now maybe I might be on the last lap.
It's almost past my bedtime. Yeah, I think Gav is just setting the custom grid up. So if any drivers are watching, just wait until Gav says ready in either the Twitch chat or the Discord chat.
Discord.
He tends to send it in Discord. But yes, let's have actually a look at the championship standings. As something to do before going into the race, Pinty's leading on 144 points with three wins to his name, and the returning Skeldog in second place on 82 after missing the last few races. To Buckeren in third place, only 5 points behind. Skeldog in third, Pinty in fourth, Hilstedino 10 points behind in fifth, and Arpita 2 points behind in sixth, and Liam 9 points behind in seventh. Only one Luca Rosman. Duty Boy, Sumi and Dutchy, by the way, round out the top 10, top 11 even, but it is still so close in the championship fight. No constructors because we have the multiplayer cars for the academy, which makes things complicated when you're often used to saying, and the Ferrari's going down inside of the Aston Martin, for example, and then you say the green car and the blue car fighting the yellow car. Yeah, it just doesn't work the same.
Yes, and yeah, Gavra's now probably just about to finish setting up the grid, so Gavra's just got to be driver of the day, or just she's just got to be, because the man's just working his boots off on getting this grid set up, making a new lobby, and that. And shout out to him. But anyway, now we're about to very, very soon start this race, and yeah, so Nazi, another thing. If you've lost your pre-race facts, then and then you can just point them out if you wish, if you wish, as you always like to do. You are really prepared. But let's see what Natty's got for us for some facts.
Hello. So 4.9 kilometers long is the total track length, which equates to 3 miles roughly. We've got 32 laps here tonight, being a 50% race. Pole positions from the left hand side of the track, and pole position I think was a 15.5 tonight.
Yes.
But Hamilton's pole in 2020 is the fastest recorded lap, and as a 1 minute 15.4, sorry, that being a race fastest lap. But it was Bottas who took pole position in 2020 at 13.6 for Bottas in Q3. Some fun facts about Imola. 6 seconds until we're getting this race underway, or at least the formation lap. It looks like the grid has finally been set. It's a huge congrats to Gav. If he wasn't an expert at setting grids, he's now going to be a pro. If you need help with setting up grids, Gavra is your man.
Yeah, definitely. But now we're gonna get ready. As please, is it gonna be rain? No, it's gonna be sunny spells around. As 2 seconds.
Any drivers watching, don't forget the setups. Do not forget your setups. I made the crucial mistake 2 seasons ago in Abu Dhabi. I accidentally saved the default setup rather than load my Abu Dhabi setup, and was about 2 seconds off the pace. To be fair, 2 seconds off the pace isn't unusual for me. No, but yeah, don't forget your setups. It is painful driving with the default setup, although the default setup's not too bad around most tracks. However, I think, as most of you would agree, your custom setups are probably 110% better than the default setup.
Yes, so Yes, so let's see how this rush, but it looks like it'll probably be dry, but we're going to get ready here, Pirelli Grand Prix del Made in Italy, Emilia Romagna, as we're going to get ready.
We've got a formation lap, we're going straight into this, we've got 5 red lights on the screen, and it's lights out, and away we go. That was unexpected. Pinty gets a good start from the lead. Lucas down to 4th place, aka Bloody Legends up into 3rd place, but Lucas fights back in towards turn 2. Skeldog now down the inside of Lucas in towards turn 1 with a lot of lag going on out the front. In the midfield, it looks like everyone's made it through cleanly. Whiskey's dropped down to 6th place. Only one Lucas Rosman's dropped a position. Meanwhile, Skeldog and Lucas going wheel to wheel in towards the end of sector 1, but it looks like Lucas is lagging a little bit in the opening phases of this race. It's hard to tell where his car is on track. Skeldog going through the middle of him, but we've got yellows at this sector 1. That's Liam off down at turn 6, I think it is, bringing out the yellow flags. Nico Zora having an off in as well, similar to how Nicholas Latifi went off in real life, but the grid's still fairly close to one another after the end of the first lap, and it's Pinty who leads, and someone's off. That's Skeldog off.
That's Skeldog off, and that is absolutely chaos here. Lucas Morty now getting ahead of Pinty, and now Pinty's going to get attacked by Bloody Legend. Now he goes to the inside, but now Pinty actually down to 3rd. He was on 1 second lead into sector 1, but now he's down to 3rd, so he's lost a lot of time. Something must have happened. But Lucas Multi leading this Grand Prix from the start. Very good start from him, but Bloody Legend, what a start. AK Bloody Legend, what a start from him. But here goes maybe Hilstadino now, but Dutchy with Skeldog now having a very nice battle here on the main straight here. That is now Dutchy will have the inside, but and that's Skeldog getting ahead of by Jasper, and Dutchy prepared the way, and that is him again ahead, but Hilstadino drops down 2 positions, so it must have happened between him. Piet super close behind as AK Bloody Legend going to the outside of Lucas Multi, and that's gonna be Bloody Legend taking the lead there. So really good to see him leading this Grand Prix, Natty. But what surprising start from Pinty here. But yeah, everyone is off clearly, or maybe not. For AK Bloody Legend out of Alcon Raleigh does get back into the lead here, retaliates at AKA, and he does manage to get the lead, and he manages to actually go down a place again, so really unfortunate for him, but hopefully he'll try and go for the lead when DRS is open just in a couple of seconds time, Nazi. But this is a very interesting race to see here.
Yeah, definitely. The top 5 have rather pulled away from the rest of the field. Skeldog in a recovery drive gets up into 12th place ahead of Duncan at the final corner, looking up to the top of the field. Bitzel's closing in on Pinty towards turn 2, but isn't close enough to make a move. What about only one Luca Rosman? He decides to back out of it in the end. He's on the medium compound tyres for the start of this race. Meanwhile, 2 Botkrins going for a move down the inside, and Witzel gets the move done up into 4th place. Meanwhile, up in 2nd place, aka Bloody Legends has got ahead of Lucas. That's a mouthful to say when you're trying to say it quickly. And Lucas seems to be lagging on track slightly. That might allow Pinty to get ahead, but just teleports a little bit up the road, and a little bit of lag on his end. Hopefully that's fixed for the rest of this race. We're only on lap 3 of 32. And what a great start it's been to this one.
Yeah, so still now DRS is enabled now, so the drivers will have a very good assistance in overtaking here. And let's see, so Lucas Multi now will have the DRS, but look at the battery deployment the top 2 have got, and that's Tootie Boy now with Skeldog. Tootie Boy goes a bit wide there at the chicane, but here goes Skeldog now. Dunkin' Donuts just sitting behind you like a ticket to the cinema, but here goes Skeldog sending it to the inside.
Tootie Boy gets forced
off the gravel, and that is going to be Skeldog getting ahead as Dunkin' Donuts goes all loose on the rear there. He's not living dangerous. He's living very dangerous there, Dunkin' Donuts. But the man who's living a lot of danger is going to be Suomi Finn. He goes down to P10 and just at the rear end of the points. But by Jasper now getting past Cyrax and goes up into P14, gets ahead of the blue livery blue livery Cyrax. So good move there from by Jasper, but Piet now super close behind our Peter here. That he might make a move. There's yellow flags. That is Whiskey Mika, I believe.
And he's dropped it down at turn 6. Meanwhile, a change in position out in front. Lucas takes the lead of this race from Bloody Legend in second, and only 3/10 separating those two out in front. They kind of pulled away a little bit from Witzel now, 1.3 seconds. Skeldor getting up into 10th place, into the points on a recovery drive from dropping it on the opening lap. And he's now got 1.4 seconds, only one Luca Rosman in front, who is on the medium tyre, so he's not going to have the tyre advantage in the early phase of this race, but he's doing a good job in 9th place for now, and he's staying with Gil Cedinho. Meanwhile, AKA has used up all of his overtake button on this opening lap to try and stay with Lucas in the run down towards turn 2. Is he going to go for it? Lucas defends the inside line. He's going to try and find a gap around the outside. Can he make the stick?
No.
There might have been contact. Lucas has dropped it on the curb, where he's made contact with the rear tyres, but he's dropped it now down to 4th place and will try and hunt down the podium positions. Pinty to Bokran go up into 2nd and 3rd place, 9/10 now behind your race leader. On his debut, I believe this is his debut, and he's doing a good job out in 1st place as things stand.
Yes, so I believe Lucas multi-tangled with, when the man who's, I believe tangled someone just had a lot of oversteer. That's going to be Piet going over the polystyrene blocks, and now he's going to go down into P12 just ahead of Tutti Boy here. There's yet more yellow flags at Tozer, but everything looking safe. But Lucas Multi now attacking to Bokron here, goes a bit wide, and he is now going to try and look for Bokron, but everyone's running out of ERS here at the start of the race. Obviously ERS here to save is just literally right next to difficult, but let's see how will Lucas Multi plan this attack up. So here we go now. Lucas Multi with the DRS here will have a very good slipstream onto Bokron. It's going to be now a drag race to turn 1 because Bokron has the DRS, but now someone's off at the final car. I believe that's Cyrax, but here goes Lucas Multi down the inside. His contact,
and Lucas is spinning at turn 2.
Wow, that is super unfortunate for Lucas Multi from really much the top of the grid, but he's nearly 3 wide into the 2nd chicane, and that's super close. Skeldog now going to try and go for it, basically really close double overtaking, goes round the outside of Tozer, but Lil Stadino still hanging in there, and Skeldog now drops down to P7. Might have been a bit of contact from Hill Stadino and Skeldog, but Hill Stadino defending from all his might from Skeldog here, the British driver, defending at all. That is somebody that's
Smitsaloff, and Skeldog's almost followed him into the barrier. Huge snap of oversteer for both drivers, one ending up backwards in the wall, and Witzel's now dropped down to 10th place. He's almost off the track, and how did Tutti Boy not hit the back of him there? Ooh. Going in towards the chicane, and cars are absolutely everywhere here. We need a wider camera shot to see everyone. Someone's off the track. I think that's Duncan off as well, bringing out yellows by Jasper's also off in 17th place. We've got yellow flags being waved in the second half of the circuit. Sumi's dropped down to 9th place. We've got more yellows, just waiting to see if it's going to bring out a virtual safety car, and Whiskey is getting going once again. Meanwhile, 3/10 separating the race leaders. The gap's being brought down slightly due to collisions. Here goes only one Luca Rosman on Skeldog. Gets that move done. Sumi getting ahead of Lucas up into 8th place now. Lucas on another recovery drive after being spun round at turn 2. But absolutely chaotic. And it's been a worthy wait so far. Absolutely chaotic start here.
Yeah, so now, but maybe Skeldog's going to try and go into town the inside, maybe a Piratella, but he thinks better of it. But Lucas Multi's trying to go around the outside of Piratella. Is he going to try and get the move done? He does! On that
Sumi's
thing!
off!
And that is a massive crash, but thank God.
Oh, Toboccarin! What's happened to Toboccarin? He's now down in 7th place. He's dropped it as well.
I come in a roll, I believe he's dropped it, and I believe that's, I think, Sumi. Oh, and that's a massive spin. He cuts basically off the track, kind of a Leclerc formation lap kind of esque spin, as Cyrax now into 15th due to that spin, but everyone is dropping off here, and by Jasper's just spun, but here goes Hill Stadino now for the podium position. So now Peter's going to go down the inside. That was a great move and over, and the overspeed helping him very well there, and Pinty now behind bloody AK Bloody Legend, and Vince's just got ahead of Tootie Boy.
Tootie Boy's going to build some sandcastles down at turn 4. He doesn't know where he's going. He's now dropped down to 11th place, outside the points, taking a trip across the gravel. Only one Luca Rosman's conceded the position. The Skeldog, who's up into the barrier. How was that not a tyre being blown up from the orange car? He needs to be careful when rejoining the track. But Jasper has retired manually in the third sector. We've got a car off that looks like it's Pinty's car, but is it Pinty's car? It is Pinty's car. Pinty's dropped it. And he's now 8 seconds behind Bloody Legend. Hilstadinho's going through. What is happening in this race? Pinty's now dropped down to 3rd place, running in 2nd behind aka Bloody Legend. And he's now got Arpita closely behind him. He's challenging Hilstadinho though. Here goes Arpita. He's going to try and find a gap in the middle. This can't work. He's going to send one to the inside of the penultimate corner. Pinty's now down into 4th place. Arpita with a beautiful send. Here goes Skeldog down the inside of one of his championship rivals. And he's now up into 4th place. Pinty's tyres are just cooked from that spin. There are spins happening left, right and centre. It's almost like Sebastian Vettel in the 2019 Ferrari is driving in the majority of these cars. 2 Bockerins into the pit. That's going to give everyone up a position. Here goes Hilstadinho around the outside. Someone's off at turn 1. I think that is just a back marker though. It's not your race leader. Yellow flags in sector 1 because I think it is Whiskey off at turn 1. Meanwhile, these guys still going wheel to wheel. Only a 10th separating them. Here goes Pinty down the inside of Skeldog. Skeldog has him covered though in the second half of the chicane. But Pinty's not going to give this one up without a fight. We've seen his fighting spirits in the past. And he's going to keep challenging for this position, despite what excessive tyre attempts he might have on his rears. But he's just going to have to concede for now and try again later, possibly down at turn 1.
This is super chaotic, and yeah, this is very, very close as Skeldog nearly drops it at Aqua Minerale, and that's yellow flags at Toza, and Pinty's trying to go and have a go on Skeldog. He tries to get the move done and make the move stick, but he can't. But he's now got a bit of a run on Skeldog here, maybe to this race, pretty close, but Skeldog does not have the DRS, which is crucial. The DRS around Imola is super powerful, and Skeldog actually goes into the pits, and that's probably for maybe the medium tyres or the hard tyres. But AK Bloody Legend's dominating this race out right now since Pinty spin. And let's see what does Skeldog pit for. He's going to pit for the white striped hards, and he's going to go to the end very comfortable on these tyres. But Arpita closing very quickly here on Hilstadinho, so Hilstadinho now going to be under pressure here from the Portuguese driver, and they've got Pinty right behind him as Skeldog now exiting the pit, and it's such a long pit lane. But only one Luca Rosman maybe on Lucas Multi at Piratella, but he's just a bit too far back. Lucas Multi got nicely defended, but only one Luca Rosman was just pushing Lucas Multi all over the circuit here, Natty, and it might just start to see that the medium tyre is going to definitely start coming into effect. The softs are just starting to just get out of their zone, and Lucas Multi's just a very big amount of pressure here, Natty. But hopefully the soft tyres will hang on there as long as the drivers will take care of them. That's
Ritzel off at the final corner.
Wow,
and he drops down to 11th. Meanwhile, back out in front, here goes only one Luca Rosman on Lucas in towards turn 2, gets the move done on the medium tyres. Like you were saying, it's probably at that crossover phase between the softs dying and the mediums getting their pace back. After 10 laps in this race, it could be an indication for the other leagues when the tyres start to go off the cliff, essentially. Pitter's closed down that gap to Hilstadinho. He's now within the DRS range. Lucas might try and fight this one back, or he could be in for an undercut attempt to cover off from Pietri behind, who's only 8 tenths behind these guys. The top 7, pretty much the closest battle on track. Only one Luca Rosman, 3.5 seconds behind. Pinty in 4th place. aka Bloody Legend is pulling away from Hilstadinho, who's made a mistake. This is going to allow Arpita to go through and gets up into 2nd place. Now Hilstadinho is going to be vulnerable to Pinty from behind, and he's not had the best of races here, so he might get a little bit, not aggressive, but he might want to get these moves done quickly to try and extend his championship lead, who, he's now going to get 14 seconds to his race leader, plus the 2 cars in front of him. Is anyone going to come into the pits for an undercut? Yes, Pinty does. Trigger the undercut. This could be for medium tyres, slows it down in time. But here comes Il Stadino on the soft tyres, not giving this one up for third place. Here he goes, in towards turn 2, finds a gap on the inside, late on the brakes, but Pitter swoops round the outside to keep second place. Beautiful stuff from him. It's not going to be over though. Il Stadino might fight this one back, but he's not close enough to challenge into the second chicane.
Yeah, so that was very close from Il Stadino, nearly contact as Kane, but Il Stadino close, but yeah, the softs maybe last around 12, 13, 14 laps, but if you can make them last a long time, then the mediums will come into very good effect, and that is yellow flags, and I believe that's Witzel. No, that's not Witzel, that's Lucas Multi, I believe, and that is someone slowing down as Whiskey Maker, who's slowing down very much.
Il Stadino's got back past our pitter. That might have been a mistake on the exit of turn 13, and that allows Il Stadino to get back up into second place. We've seen so many mistakes down at that corner. We've seen quite a few mistakes across the whole track itself. AKA Bloody Legends comes into the pits at the end of lap 12, to start lap 13, and he's covering himself from the undercut. Our pitter's the only one who stays out on the soft compound tyres, along with Pietri, who will now be promoted up to third place. Only one Luca Rosman doing a really good job on those medium tyres. AKA Bloody Legend and Il Stadino both onto the hard tyres, interestingly. I would have thought mediums would have gone to the end from here.
Yeah, so maybe the drivers just don't have the faith to get those tyres mediums to the end. They'll probably be maybe in puncture territory. That's Dunkin' Donuts. Yes, I just saw that, but AK Bloody Legend's now going to sweep around the outside. That's a very neat move, but Dunkin' Donuts making a mistake which could have ended in a million ways. And yeah, let's see. Maybe the mediums for him are starting to lose their grip and their speed. So we got some drivers on the hards. Witzel at the moment, the only driver on the mediums here, and Liam's close behind on the hard tyres, so he's going to have a battle with Witzel here. But still, we've got Piet, Dunkin' Donut, Nico Zora, Tutti Boy, and only one Luca Roseman, and our Peter are the ones who are still staying out here, so they're going to try and carry those tyres as long as they can. But AK Bloody Legend now gaining on Tutti Boy. He doesn't pit, so he's going to have the move nicely prepared here, Natty. He's going to have the DRS, the ERS. What else do you need here at Imola? He goes round the outside and sweeps into P3 and net P1, and he's going to do now try and chase down Luca Roseman, who's fighting with our Peter.
Yeah, and he's coming to the pits, and he's still only 11 seconds behind the race leader. He's in a really good position to take this one here. Is on the hard compound tyres though, which might, well, they take some time to get up to temperature at some tracks, and at a track that requires grip and confidence in the tyre, might not be the smartest option to go onto the hards. We've seen quite a few people opt for the hard tyres, which means they're going to have, well, it's the more durable tyre, it's the most consistent out of the three over a long distance, so it's definitely going to be effective at the end of the race. But I still think the mediums are the way to go. I mean, I'd recently done a career mode race here at Imola, 50% in the Red Bull, and the softer medium was so easy, you could have probably done soft, but we'll have to wait and see what these guys decide. Meanwhile, the gap out in front is only 0.2 of a second. That gap, though, is going to get quickly incinerated as our pitter comes into the pits off of the softs, and apart from, well, he's the only driver to, the last driver, to come into the pits from those softs.
So now he does pit on the mediums, Natty, so he is one of the second drivers, but watch out for only one Luca Rosman. If he can carry those tyres to that maybe 20-ish, he might be on a very good shot, maybe off the top 5, because those soft tyres around Imola are just a one of a kind. As so Dunkin' Donuts on the hard is really interesting. There's someone going slow at the penultimate corner. That's Dutchy, by the way, and that's Witzel now at the final corner, and he spins once again. in the red car is making nice donuts.
Gone off, sorry, and Lucas has gone through, but he's going to send it on the inside. Can Lucas hold this one round the outside? He's going to get the traction on exit, taking the wider line. They're going to go wheel to wheel now up the hill in towards turn 10. Who's going to pull out? Who's going to come out on top? It's going to be Tobocran on the inside, forces Lucas wide. I don't think he might have got a warning for that, but great racing from these two. Up into 7th place for Tobocran. Yellow flags in sector 1. That is for Vitzel retiring in the pit lane, I believe. And only one Luca Rosman's into the pits from the mediums. I'd imagine that'd be for hard tyres. It's way too early for the soft. And these guys still battling away for 7th place. It's overtake for Lucas to try and gain into the penultimate corner. Is he going to send one to the inside? I think that might have been lag. It looked like he went off the track there. But yeah, he's kept the gap relatively consistent behind. And he's now going to have his main overtaking opportunity down at turn 1. The rear wing flies open. The overtake has been enabled. He's tugging in the slipstream. He's no longer going to be tugging in the slipstream because he's now alongside through turn 1 in towards turn 2, and he's now ahead up into 6th place. And only one Luca Rosman has come out just behind this little battle here for 6th place. Probably not what he wanted. Oh, that's Tobocran off with a huge incident. He's out of the wall though. I thought he was a passenger to the barrier, but he's kept it in a straight line. He's dropped down to 9th place. Not what you want to be doing on those hard tyres. Cyrax has also lost it at the final corner. Somehow we haven't had a safety car in this race. And somehow earlier, someone didn't lose their front wing earlier. That was actually insane how they had no safety cars.
Oh, Tobocran nearly spinning out there, it looked like. But only one Luca Rosman now with those fresh hard tyres. He's going to gain a bit of time on Lucas Multi, but he's just outside the 1 second region, and he's going to try and give it everything to get in that DRS, and he's probably going to get in there because he's got a bit of good battery, as Tutti Boy still just sailing on those medium tires, so he might definitely be going on the soft to medium strategy here, Natty, and it's going to be very interesting to see what can he do. But we've got Piet here, Tobocran and RP to have a bit of a battle between them, as Piet is closing in ever so slightly, but into turns 1, 2 and 3 Tobocran clearly ahead, but Tobocran getting a bit loose on the rear at the exit of turn 3 into turn 4 and 5. They're all safe and nicely packaged there. So still Tobocran making small mistakes in that here, and this could cause Piet just to fly by here, and Tobocran's hard tyres are starting to increase in wear compared to the other drivers who have around maybe 3, 4 or 6 laps if you're Skeldog. But let's see how will Tobocran hang on to those hard tyres, but they will definitely make them to the end. As Lucas Multi now on Hilstadino, he does get the move done just before the penultimate corner, so nice move there from Lucas Multi. Must have probably got it on maybe at the chicane, or maybe...
So that's the send from Tobocran down at the penultimate corner. Beautiful stuff. Back up into 9th place. I think he made a mistake on the exit chicane. Comes into the pits. Picks up a 5-second time penalty. It didn't look like he had any anticipation for slowing down. Lucas has dropped down to 7th place. He's lost 2 positions in the course of one straight. Hilstadino now up into 6th place. Only one Rosman up to 5th. Is Tobocran got wing damage, or he's coming in for a set of medium tyres? So a 2-stop. Interestingly, not sure what happened there. Didn't look like it was a scheduled pit stop, so there might have been wing damage. I'm not too sure. But we've now got this 3-way fight for 5th place on lap 18 of 32. Tobocran will come out in 13th. Your 3rd place man in the championship now out of the points.
Yeah, so yeah, really unfortunate for them. But Hilstadino's super close to only one Luca Rosman, as he's going to try and gain on him. That's our Peter Aquaman Aurora. I saw him in the background there, hitting the wall. He's going to try and go to the inside of the chicane, of the 3rd chicane, but he doesn't manage to do so, as Lucas Multi super close to Hilstadino, and he's right up his gearbox here, and he's going to try and fight on Hill Studio. Let's see what can Lucas do, but that's yellow flags. That is touchy, by the way, Nazi. That's Eco Minerale, so a lot of victims here spinning at that corner, and Skeldog's really close behind Tooty Boy here, so he's just about in the 1 second region. Pinty's just about 3 seconds behind. Lucas Morty's still behind Hills Didino, so Lucas looks like to have the pace, but he just can't get past these drivers. Dunkin' Donuts gets past Liam. Liam's going to go to the outside, and he manages to get the move done on Dunkin' Donuts, and that's a nice move from him. And that is going to be a point for Liam as it stands.
Skeldog's closed down that gap to Tooty Boy for second place. Tooty Boy, the only driver yet to pit apart from Nico Zora, who's currently running in 13th place. Meanwhile, that looks like Lucas going a bit too deep into the chicane. Hills Didino now has got up into 6th place. Lucas starting to drop a bit off the back of Lucas. Now Hills Didino, sorry, 5 tenths now between the two after that mistake. A little bit of lag as well. Tooty Boy though into the pits. Yellow flags, I believe that was why we had yellow flags for Tooty Boy coming into the pits. Promotes Pinty back up into the podium positions. Meanwhile, the battle for 5th place on track. Here goes Lucas with the DRS. He's going to pull over to the outside. Can he get the move done in towards turn 2? He's going to swoop around the outside. Hills Didino can't fight it back. There's not enough straight line speed, and he gets the move done up into 5th place. Hills Didino drops down to 6th, but on the fresher tyres, he should be able to fight this one back on the next lap, and it's soft tyres for Tooty Boy for the final 13 laps of this race.
Well, this is going to be very interesting. So, Tooty Boy, it might just stay there because he's got 16 seconds to Peter, so very, very, very sudden gap for him. Bloody Legend's just in his own league here. He's just leading the race here, and all that is Nico Zora getting past Dutchy, by the way, with DRS into turn 1. And Sumi now trying to look for Dutchy maybe into the chicane as he's slowing down. His yellow flag is only one Luca Rosman.
He's lost it somewhere in the lap. He's now dropped down to 8th place. I'm going to guess on the exit of the chicane. And our Peter's gone by, Pietti's gone by, Hills Didino's gone by. And on those fresher, hard compound tyres, he's now got to regain all the time lost, compose himself and try and fight his way back through the field. I'm not sure hards were the best choice of tyre, being the tyre with the least amount of grip. But he's got the DRS open. He's in the slipstream of our Peter in front, but it's just turned into a DRS train now into turn 1, which makes it even harder to overtake. And he's got 2 drivers in front of him on the medium tyres. Those tyres are definitely going to be quicker in the early phase of this race. Here we go though, anyone Luca Rosman to the outside. He's not close enough though. Oh, Peter's not, he's in the barrier. That's a huge crash, and how has he not got damage?
Oh, he's got no damage. It looks like he might have just a bit of phantom damage, but Gavra, I'm just looking at the chat, and the track limit are set to regular, so it's not strict track limits, it's actually normal, so the drivers could just cut whatever they want. And yeah, the actual track limits, corner cut and stringency is actually on regular than strict, and that's a huge crash for our Peter. And wow, that is a very big crash, but glad he's still participating in this race. But that is one of the biggest crashes I've seen down that corner. Very big shunt, but glad everything is nice and safe. But let's see what can Piet do here with DRS. But he's just maybe a bit too far back. But only one Luca Rosman's close. Hills Didino's weaving to break the slipstream here as he tries to go for a move on Hills Didino, but Hills Didino is ahead. But only one Luca Rosman now on Piet. Now he's going to try and go round the outside at turn 4 and 5, and that is what you call a move, right? And that is a great move. But Piet's going to try and battle with him, but he gets a bit loose on the rear. But what a move from only one Luca Rosman, and that is how you do it in spectacular fashion. Well done, only one Luca Rosman, after dropping it to now starting to slowly fight back here as he actually goes off pretty wide at Aqua Minerale. So that is going to be Luca Roseman now into P6, and you can just see how much they can just extend the track limits.
Here he goes on Hilstadinho, who made a mistake on the exit of turn 15. Only one Luca Rosman. He's made 2 overtakes in this lap. One of them an absolutely stunning move. Yeah, you rarely see moves down at turn 5, yet alone around the outside on the hard compound tyres compared to your competitors around you on hards and mediums. Here goes Hilstadinho though with the DRS in towards turn 1, and the slipstream with the help of overtake gets the move done before the braking zone, back up into 5th place. This fight is going to continue on till the checkered flag has been waved, and well, I have no idea who's going to finish highest out of these 3. It could be any one of them at this rate. Piatti looking quick on those fresher medium tyres. He's definitely going to come into it towards the end, but also the guys in the hards are going to have less tyre wear come the end of this race, so who knows, maybe a late safety car could change things, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yes, as there's the yellow flag inside the one, that's Liam. Well, that's a pretty bit of a spin from the British driver, as he's going to now be just in P12, and he's a long way, and that is a long way so he can try and pass him. But just saying there, only one Luca Rosman now maybe going for a move on Hilstadinho, as Hilstadinho's lights flashing on the rear there. That means he's got less than 10% ERS on that car, and let's see, only one Luca Rosman now has a very good chance. He's got the battery, and it's going to be one of the easiest moves he's ever done in racing, and it's now just going to be the drag reduction system just giving him such an easy job. Swoops to the outside and gets the position into turn 1, and that is a very good move from only one Luca Rosman. There's a spinner at Toza, that is Whiskey Mika, and that is super unfortunate, and I believe Whiskey Mika is now 1 lap behind the Cavazora, so really, this race for Whiskey Mika is not going as well as he wanted it to, but still, only one Luca Rosman now catching up to Lucas Malta here, so only Luca Rosman is actually doing a great job here in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, this 3-way fight has now become a 4-way fight. Lucas is slowly joining the train on his 11-lap worn hards. He's on the most worn he's done the most laps on those hard tyres compared to the cars behind him. Yellow flags through the 3rd sector. I believe that is just someone letting these faster drivers go through here as you're about to start lap 25. Apologies, you've already started lap 25. aka Bloody Legend is so far throughout the lap, he's already at turn 1 compared to these guys fighting away for 4th place. Hilstadinho's dropped to 2nd behind only one Luca Rosman, but was within a second at the DRS activation zone. Only one Luca Rosman on the hard tyres with a new fastest lap. He's really going for it here at the end of the race. He's fighting Lucas around the outside in turn 2. Can he make this one stick? He's ahead before the braking zone, up into 4th place, and he is on a charge after his earlier mistake. It's a comeback redemption drive for him. Lucas though gets a good run on exit. He's going to try and go round the outside and towards turn 5. Oh! It's not the first time we've seen it today, and it's such a beautiful move when executed. Only one Luca Rosman tries to hold it around the outside, but there wasn't enough road to do it. Can he do it down the inside? Yes, he can. Here goes Hilstadinho trying to get in on the action as well. He's going to go down the inside as they make their way up the hill. Tucks in behind for now. Might have even given Lucas a little bit of a nudge there on the exit of turn 11. But what a fight we've got on our hands here for 4th place. 4 cars fighting away on track. Almost 4 laps to go. That would have been poetic if we could have finished it off.
Definitely, but Lucas Malta now down the inside of the 3rd chicane, and he does get the move done. Only Lucas Malta gets another penalty of 3. No, that's his first penalty of 3 seconds, and that's now going to be Piet now. Maybe going to the inside of Hilstadinho, but just a bit too far back. But here goes now only one Luca Rosman, and someone thinks that's the fast lap. He goes on the gravel, and this is gonna now Hilstadinho and Piet might capitalise. This is now Hilstadinho and only one Luca Rosman will have a drag race down into turn 1. Here they go now, Natty, into turns 1 and 2 here. For the first chicane, there's contact, and that's Hilstadinho off. And we expected a 4-car fight. Now it's down to 3, and this is now turned into calamity for him. And he must be absolutely fuming in that car. That was such a good battle, but now it's just between only one Luca Rosman and Piet as Tubokra now gets past.
Duncan's off at
Duncan.
turn 2. Liam's got a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting, and there is a stranded pink car in the gravel of turn 2. Is reversing back onto the track. Doesn't look like it's going to bring out a safety car. Someone said in the chat this wasn't going to end well. Not the first time we've seen a crash down at turn 2 in today's race, and it might not be the last. We've still got 5 laps here left to go. Liam's got another penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Here goes only one Luca Rosman in towards the penultimate corner. Lucas defends the inside line. Can he hold it round the outside? Has he got the grip? Has he got the traction? Has he got the room? The answer to all of those questions, or half of those questions, are no, but he's got the grip now on the exit of the corner. He's tucking in behind in the slipstream. Liam's retired from the session manually in the pit lane. Commiserations for him as we start lap 27. Only one Luca Rosman enables the DRS in towards turn 2. Can he make this one round the outside? And yes, he does. Another beautiful move. Gets him back up into 4th place. And these guys are only just costing themselves time to pinch ahead, but it doesn't look like they're going to catch them. 6.3 seconds now off the podium. Only one Luca Rosman as well has a 3-second time penalty, so he needs to pull away from these guys if he's to finish this race in 4th place.
Yeah, and that's a nice move there from only one Luca Rosman there. And yeah, Liam, I believe, just retired in the pit lane, and that's it. I think that might have been Dutchy spinning at the chicane quite recently, but Lucas now will have another chance. He gets a bit of oversteer Aqua Minerale, and you'll definitely expect throughout a couple of days of the main leagues. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of drivers making mistakes at Aqua Minerale, and that the Academy just shows us what's going to happen maybe for the Freshman Super League and the Premier Series, as only one Luca Rosman just looks to have just absolutely fantastic grip, but only one Lucas looks to be too far behind here to make a move, but only one Luca Rosman is safe at the moment from Lucas.
We'll talk about if Tootie Boy's strategy was going to work, starting on the mediums, going to the softs. He's now only just closed down the gap to our pitter in 8th place. He's got the DRS, he's 2 tenths, 3 tenths behind. Is he going to send one down the inside? He's not quite close enough. He doesn't really want to throw away some crucial points that could be earned here today. He's currently running in 9th place. Maybe not the best strategy in mind. It looks like the guys who had started this race on the softs were just able to pull away from Tootie Boy whilst he was on the mediums. He's going to try something though on the grippier tyres. Nothing, couldn't quite work something down at the hairpin, but only one Luca Rosman's definitely trying to get on with this one here. He's almost a second clear of Lucas behind. In fact, he is now a second clear with a good run through turn 15. He's now out of the DRS. He needs to double his gap to maintain 4th place. It might not be an on-track battle for 4th, but it's definitely going to be a penalty battle now with only a few laps to go.
Yes, and actually, Gavra, yeah, the gap between Skeldog and AK Bloody Legend is 3.3 seconds at the moment. And there's yellow flags, I believe that's Dutchy by the last 2 Bokron at Aqua Minerale, and that's really unfortunate for him. But Lucas Walt's super close here to Piet, but Piet gets a very good exit out of the first chicane, but Lucas Walty does not get a very well done first chicane, and that's Tootie Boy and Arpita having a big battle. Tootie Boy goes all over the gravel. Arpita is forced to stay behind Tootie Boy as Tootie Boy careers all over the track. Arpita stays behind in 9th at the moment, but Tootie Boy very close there. But Tootie Boy is ahead of Arpita. And now he's going to try maybe for the last 3 laps, try and close the gap to Hilstediner as much as possible, but needs to focus. And that is somebody at the first chicane at the exit. That's going to be to Bokron at the exit, and that's really unfortunate for him as he's still in the points though, which is great news for him, but not as good as he wanted it. But Arpita now going to be close, but Lucas Multi now through the final corner. Yellow flags, that's only one Luca Rosman.
And it's not the first mistake we've seen from him today. Another one at the final corner drops him out of 4th place contention. He's now almost 4 seconds behind. Here goes Lucas and Piatti though going wheel to wheel towards turn 2. No longer wheel to wheel because Lucas gets the job done. Up into 4th place. Yellow's in sector 2. I think that's just someone slowing down for blue flags. more yellows. I think that's Tubokaran, who's retired from this race on lap 30, and I think that appears to be a manual retirement on the track. His car is still moving after on the exit of turn 13. That gap out in front has come down drastically to 2.6 seconds. Maybe Skeldog's finding time on the Warner hard compound tyres, and it could be a last lap showdown if he finds the pace in the final 3 laps. Could be a close ending. This battle for 4th place has still not been won. Only 7-8 tenths between the two. Lucas has just got a slight advantage for now, but with the DRS coming into play in a few corners time, that gap's going to be reduced again. Lucas will be giving it everything after the results from Monza.
But quickly thing, Natty, sorry about that. Skeldog is closing in on Bloody Legend. Okay. And this could maybe result in maybe last time showdown. Skeldog actually goes over the gravel trap, and that is going to derail his pace a lot. Pierre's with the DRS, but he's a bit too far, and then we're on to the penultimate lap on this Grand Prix. And if Skeldog has the pace, he can try and maybe go for AK Bloody Legend, but it might just be slightly too late. As Pierre just proving my point, I don't think he'll get him unless AK Bloody Legend makes a massive mistake, and that puts Skeldog super close. But now AK Bloody Legend, what he's got to do is just carry the car to the line here, Natty, and this might be one of his, I believe, his first win here in the Academy League, which is going to be a special one here at Imola for the first time. So he's going to be the first driver to win at Imola in Gavra Racing, unless in 2013 we've raced down there, but I don't think we have. But yeah, AK Bloody Legend will now start the final lap. Lucas Moulton gets a 3-second time penalty though, Natty.
And that is going to be huge in the outcome of this race. He only just got the gap up to 1.2 seconds, just when it looked like he was clear of Pieti behind. He's now gone and thrown it all away. He's got to find 1.5 seconds on this final lap if he's to keep 4th place with the time penalty, or hope that Pieti gets a bit adventurous with the track limits. We're on the final lap though, lap 32 of 32. We've had 4 retirements from this race, but that has not told the entire story of this Grand Prix. We've had spins, we've had incidents. I don't know what these cars have been made out of for some of these front wings to be intact. There is some strong super glue on the front wings of these cars. Sellotape on the tyres, because there have definitely been some crashes where I'm not sure how all 4 wheels, that maybe the sandbags have been left on as that is Skeldog running over the curb, all keeping it in a straight line though. But on his debut, aka Bloody Legend is coming round to finish the middle sector, and when everyone else has crashed around him, he's capitalised on their mistake. He's absolutely nailed the strategy by staying out a few extra laps, and he's got the gap to Skeldog behind. He's maintained that gap behind. He has controlled everything here at Imola. On his debut, he's going to round the final corner up to the line and be the first winner here at Imola, and he wins the San Marino Grand Prix. Skeldog takes a stunning 2nd place on his return. Couldn't quite fight Bloody Legend here today. And another recovery drive from Pinzi. A world-class finish. A world-class drive from this guy. Finishes and rounds out the podium in 3rd place. Lucas couldn't quite get the gap to Pieti behind, who claims 4th place, which could have been won by only one Luca Rosman, who finishes this race with the fastest lap and in 6th place, but could have been 2 positions higher had the mistakes not been made early on. Hilstedinho will take 7th place. Tootie Boy in 8th will beat Arpita by 2.4 seconds, but Tootie Boy has a penalty, so won't finish in 8th place, and that'll be claimed by Arpita in 8th. Dutchy, by the way, finishing a lap down, so a 10th down, all lapped in this race. That is phenomenal pace.
And Whiskey now crosses the line, and that's just a race for him to forget. But yeah, that was a fantastic race, Natty, and I'm really surprised there's no safety car, but great racing, chaos at the start, and what a race. And that's going to conclude the story for the Academy League for Imola, and that was just one hell of a race, and we're absolutely happy that it ended up like this. Great racing from all drivers, only 4 DNFs, and I maybe expected maybe 10 like last race, but so AK Bloody Legend gets the win. First win is the driver first driver to take the win here in Gavra Racing at Imola, with Skeldog about 2 seconds behind. Couldn't quite manage to get him and challenge him for the win, but he takes his second opponent with Pink 2 taking the third step. A pretty good race from him, and he's going to be pretty happy with that. And Skeldog, just by a mere amount of points, closes that championship gap to around, maybe around 50 points or 60. Pietz with 4th, Lucas Morty 5th, only one Luca Rosman, Hilstadino, R. Peter, Tootie Boy, and Dutchy by the way with the only one Luca Rosman with fastest lap of a 1 minute 17.8. And unfortunately missing out on the top 10 are Swami Finn, Dunkin' Donuts, Swami Finn, Sirax, Nico Zora, Whiskey Mika, and the retirements for this race are Tubokron, I believe, finished the race, and with Liam, Witzel, Jasper, and that's going to be retirements unless it just says 4 laps for Tubokron, but I believe he did retire, but that's going to be the race. Thank you everybody for coming by, and yeah, it really was very interesting, but unfortunately it happened, and yeah, that was a great race though, Natty.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. These academy drivers have been on it all season, and well, that will, Alex Zexify just said, will conclude the end of round number 8. Make sure to tune in for the rest of the week to see elsewhere who claim their first Imola victories in each individual league. We've got Freshman Premier and Super League in that order on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday we've got GT Sport, and then Sunday we have the Weekend League to kickstart another F1 week. But no safety cars in the end of that race, but absolutely stunning stuff. Next week I believe we're at Russia, unless there's a break week then we will be, I think it's Russia next week, which I'm actually looking forward to. Russia can provide good racing here on the F1 game, and if these academy drivers can do it, then well, they're definitely going to put on a good show for us. Thank you for Zexify for joining me. I think this is the first time we've actually done commentary together, and it has been a pleasure.
Yes.
Stay tuned next week for Russia. It's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me as well, guys. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you very soon.
See ya.